y'all, welcome to or welcome back to our very bookish channel. My name is Amanda. I run that channel with my friend Jen, and I am so excited. I don't know why. I mean, I think I know why. But this is probably my most exciting TBR video. At least I feel the most excited about this TBR video than I think of any of the other ones. And I'm always excited for TBR videos because it's kind of the starting over feeling, like you get a fresh start, like it's a fresh month. You can pick fresh books and you know, it's a good feeling. But this one's super exciting because in January, my theme for the January month is dragons, because I am so anxiously awaiting the release of Onyx Storm. I cannot wait for Onyx Storm to come out. And you all know fantasy is probably my favorite genre, and I love reading fantasy books with dragons. So I am going to focus mostly on dragon books for the month of January.
Hey guys, Happy New Year, happy 2025. We are here for January TBR, and I have a few books that I plan on reading this month, but who knows, we'll see. My December didn't go quite as planned, and though it was the busy time of year, I think getting into January sometimes can be hard getting into a good rhythm again. I really do want to repeat my reading year that I had in 2024 because I got through so many books and so many great books that I really want to take that book karma into 2025. But we'll see. I am planning on making my reading goal in 2025 75. I'm not going to do 100 and stress myself out, but I do think I will be able to do more than 50. But we'll see. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? And I just want to enjoy reading like I have this whole past year. So first of all, I have this really cute wooden bookshelf that I got as a present from someone I work with. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it yet. I was thinking of putting each month's TBR like I did right now for January on it, but I don't know. I may change my mind and do something else with this cute little shelf. Maybe put it on the bookshelf and back over there. I'm not sure. But this is what my January is planning on looking like. And like I said, we'll see what happens. But I'm going to start and tell you guys about what I plan on reading. So one that I plan on dragging into 2025 that I had on, I think, 2 TBR lists this past year is This Will Be Fun by E.B. Asher. It was a monthly pick for Barnes & Noble, I want to say in November. It just sounds really fun. I really want to get this book read, and so it's one of the ones I'm dragging into 2025. There's a good possibility it's going to fit into what me and Amanda are calling Dragon January, because Onyx Storm, of course, is going to be on both of our lists for January. It comes out January 21st, so that will definitely be on our list. And I know we've said this in other videos, but Amanda for sure is much more excited than I am about it, but I am excited. I hope it brings back the feeling I had when I read Fourth Wing. I wasn't as much of a fan of Iron Flame, but I think the cover alone makes it look really good. I love the stenciled edges that they're doing on the copies that are special editions. So that one is definitely on there. But back to This Will Be Fun. This is about a group who they are like almost like superheroes. They've slayed the dragon. They've accomplished saving something. I don't know that part fully, but it's after that. And then this group gets together for a wedding and they all meet back up. And it's the first time they see each other after they had been through whatever that big thing was. And it's about how they come back together and the relationships between them and the next adventure they may be going on. I really want to read this one, so I'm hoping I finally get to in January.
So first things first, obviously, I'm going to be reading Onyx Storm in January. That comes out on January 21st, and I am definitely going to be reading that book. Jen purchased a copy for me for Christmas, so I am guaranteed to get a first edition sprayed edges version of that book. And I think of all of the Empyrean series books that have come out, this one is the most stunning. I absolutely love the cover and sprayed edges of this book. I think this is the prettiest one, so I'm really excited to get that. And thank you to Jen for my Christmas present.
Continuing on the dragon theme, I did get my own copy, and this is A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. Amanda read this, absolutely loved it. She compared it to Divine Rivals, and Divine Rivals is one of my favorite books, so I'm really hoping I get that same vibe as well from this. Sometimes we agree on books, sometimes we don't, so hopefully this one we will have the same feelings on. It has a historical element, and it's London 1923, and it involves dragons, and that's about as far as I really know. I didn't retain the whole entire summary of this, but it again falls into our Dragon January. I think it'll be a perfect complement to Onyx Storm, and this will be fun.
First, I want to go over 2 dragon books that I have ARC copies of, thanks to NetGalley. And the first one is A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel McBride. So I'm not going to read the full description of the book, but I'm just going to read the little snippet at the top that sort of gives you an overview. To become the first queen in centuries, a powerfully blessed blacksmith must use her wits and fire magic to overthrow the corrupt powers ruling her kingdom, while also fighting her growing desire for one of her dragon-riding adversaries in the first book of a sizzling Celtic-inspired fantasy romance duology. So this is the first book of a duology. It does come out in May of this year. It comes out May 27th. I'm looking forward to this one, and hopefully I get to it this month. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am not going to get to all of these books this month, and I have a few that are like my very top picks. So this one's not one of my top picks, but I do want to throw it in here because it does have dragons, and if I can get to it, I absolutely will. The next digital arc that I want to possibly read this month is called On the Wings of Blood by Briar Bolian, and this book sounds a little bit like it's inspired by Fourth Wing, and I'm just going to read the first little paragraph. What do you get if you mix Harry Potter with Fourth Wing, Zodiac Academy, a dash of Arthurian legend, and lots of vampires? Bloodwing Academy. So this book obviously has dragons and vampires in it, so that seemed interesting to me. It did kind of feel like a little Fourth Wing inspired when it, Bloodwing Academy. It also talks about dragon riders, and if you read the full description, so it sounds interesting. I'm just worried a little bit about this book because if it's too similar to Fourth Wing, I'm going to compare it to Fourth Wing, and I don't know if it's going to stand up to that level for me, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get to it this month and let you all know. Also, this book is 764 pages, so it's a bit of a chunker. It is already out though, so I'm not going to be doing an ARC review on it. It did come out October 25th of 2024, so this book is already out. If it sounds something you're interested in, go check it out. And if you read it before I do, please message me in the comments below and let me know. Or if you don't want to comment, you can send an email. Our email is always listed in the description. Let me know what you think about it.
The next 3 are thrillers. I love thrillers. I cannot not read thrillers in a month. I don't think I would be able to not read a thriller in a month. So I have 3 that I am planning on reading in January. One Amanda had gifted me. It's called Remember Me. It's by Nell Lamore. Never heard of her or him. I didn't even check to see. And this cover is very much giving me Frida McFadden vibes. There's a book that has a very similar cover that she has, and I'm hoping I get that same kind of story out of this one. There's a mysterious death of someone who was doing like a tell-all expose in Hollywood, and the person writing it, her name is Sky. She ends up seemingly getting killed. You don't know if it's murder, if it was an accident, but because she was doing this tell-all, there's a lot of mystery around her death as to, did something happen to her because of what she was exposing? Her husband ends up getting accused of it, but I don't know what happens with that, and I think it's him who tries to get the truth as to what really happened. So this one sounded really interesting. I can't wait to dig into this one in January. The next two are arcs, and I really, really, really want to read this one. I haven't read Kate Alice Marshall yet. I have wanted to read her. She wrote What Lies in the Woods, and this one looked perfect for January, especially since January tends to be cold. There's supposed to be a huge cold snap coming through just this week, so maybe I will start it this week. I don't know. This one's about Theodora. She has a whirlwind romance with a guy named Connor, and he seems to be quite wealthy. He takes her to this remote estate that she has really eerily familiarity with. She knows this place, but she can't put her finger on why. And she ends up seeing a picture of herself when she was younger. And that's all I really know about it so far. And it sounded really interesting. I'm very curious to see what this story ends up being about. I haven't read Gillian McAllister either. This is another arc. She wrote Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I think that one was a Reese pick, if I remember correctly. But this one is Famous Last Words. And it's about a new mother who finds out her husband did something terrible. He leaves a cryptic note. And this is very similar, I feel, to a book I read by Laura Dave that I'm forgetting the title right now, but I can put it on the screen. And it was very similar in premise. I hope that it does it a little better. I wasn't a big fan of the Laura Dave book, but I've been wanting to read Gillian McAllister, and I got this arc, so I thought this was a perfect chance to read her, and we'll see what happens in this thriller.
All right, so now we are getting into my physical books that I have for Dragon Books, and I just know I can't read all of these, so I need help deciding what books I should read. If there's a book in this pile that you really want me to read, then please tell me in the comments below. The first one I have is a book that I borrowed from the library. I did mention it in a most anticipated release video, I believe, so I think it's in my most anticipated TBR jar, and we are picking one of those at the end of this video for January, so it's possible I could pull this out of that jar. But this one is called A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. And this book is the first book of a series, so super excited about this. It says, a sizzling romantasy, epic world building, gripping characters, and dragons. Do not miss this. So definitely dragons in here. Obviously, if you didn't tell by the cover, it says it on the back. So excited to get to this one. My next potential is a physical arc that I received, so happy to receive from the publisher, and that is The Blood of Old Kings. This did come out already. It came out in October, so this book is already out. Again, if you've read it, loved it, hate it, whatever, let me know in the description below, because I'm going to need help trying to pick which one of these books that I'm going to read. But this is an arc I have received. I have not read yet, and I've really been wanting to get to this. This is one of the ones that I'm really excited about getting to, and it is an arc that I have received and I am so thrilled to get, and it is Firebird by Juliet Cross. Y'all, look at this cover. I can't believe, I mean, this cover is so gorgeous. And the first print edition of this book is gonna have sprayed edges. I don't know if you can tell, but that is a dragon shooting fire. So very cool sprayed edges. So I'm really hope that I like this book, so when it's released, I can go out and buy the really cool sprayed edges version. But I think this is coming out, yes, it's coming out in April. So I have a little bit of time, but I'm really wanting to get to this one. So this one's kind of right now at the top of one of the books that I'm interested in reading in January. I'm sorry, I didn't even give you a little description of the book. Again, just gonna read the first little paragraph. House of the Dragon meets From Blood and Ash in this epic, fiery, dark romantasy. A conqueror captivated, a witch prophesies to save them all, a world where dragons rule Rome. As flying death riders conquer and burn, the love between a powerful general and red dragon and his fierce witch will scorch the earth. So it looks like the story is between a powerful general who has a red dragon and a fierce witch that is prophesied to save everyone. So just like, this just sounds like a good time. I'm excited about it. The next book is a book that I know is very popular and a lot of people have already read, and I have just been dying to get to, and that is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I've heard so many good things about this book. I have heard some people that don't like it, but overall, so many good things about this book, and I know this is part of a series, so I really definitely want to read this before the next book in the series comes out. So on the back it says, The creators did not expect their beloved dragons to sail skyward upon their end, to curl into balls just beyond gravity's grip, littering the sky with tombstones, with moons. They certainly did not expect them to fall. So it sounds like these dragons like went up into the sky and went dormant and then fell back down to earth. So I don't know. When the moon hatched, that makes the title make more sense, but I don't know. This is also one that's on the top of my list. Another book that everyone seems to have already read that I'm a little behind in and I've heard great things about is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. This book, first of all, the cover is so pretty. I love the gold cover. I just think it's really cute, and green. I mean, green's my favorite color, so... And then the outlines of the dragons, I don't know. This is just a pretty cover. I just think this is a cute cover. So on the back it says, "I will find a way to defy death itself. To keep you here, we have a deal." So that is a quote from this book. So one of the characters says that, and that short quote kind of says a lot. And I've heard really great things about this. Can't wait to get to it. Another one that's kind of on the top of my list.
Lastly, we have our secret TBR pick for January. This month we decided, because of 2025, I guess, we are picking a book that we believe is going to be 5 stars. This one I bought recently, like within a month and a half. Something drew me to this book, and I don't want to say what it is because I feel like it might be giving away what it is. But I really think I'm going to love this book, and I think it's going to be 5 stars for me. Could be wrong. Last time we did this last year, I ended up picking a book that I did absolutely love and give 5 stars to. So let's see if I get my streak keep going here with saying that this is definitely going to be 5 stars. It is a hardcover, and it is new in the thriller realm, or your other clues. So join us on our secret TBR video in January to see what book it is, and did I choose correctly for a 5-star book? And I'm curious as to what Amanda is choosing for what she thinks will be a 5-star as well.
So for our secret read, going into a brand new year, we want to start off strong in 2025. So we are doing 5-star predictions for our secret read. And I've already got my book picked out. I know what it is. I will give you a hint that is an author that I talk about a lot and that I love. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And you'll see, you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait for the vlog to see what I picked for my January secret TBR pick. And I am so curious to see what Jen picks, because it's obviously a book we think is going to be a 5 stars for us. So I'll be very curious to see what Jen picks for her January secret read.
I'm back again. I had made a mistake. We are doing a TBR jar pick. And I forgot when I filmed my January TBR, and I didn't realize until I even uploaded the video for Amanda. So I am back to choose a TBR jar pick. We're going to be vlogging this in January. So I'm excited to see. Usually I'm remembering this all the time because it's one of my favorite things to do, is to get something off my list. So let's see, something that I didn't get to. Most anticipated videos that we have done in the year 2024. Let's see if I got something I've been wanting to read. And I'm not remembering what this is at the moment. That's never a good sign. It's Lilith by Eric Rickstad. I think I know what this is. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. I think it's a black and white cover, and I'll put it on the screen to see if I'm right. But I'm pretty sure I remember what this was. I think it was one of the fall most anticipated. At least it wasn't one that I have already read, and Amanda had the good idea of putting which most anticipated that the book is from on hers. I think hers might be color coordinated. Anyway, I'll be reading Lilith for our most anticipated TBR jar read. If I start it and I am not into it, I will DNF it and pick another pick from the jar. But stay tuned for that video coming up. So now back to Amanda.
And last but not least, Most anticipated TBR jar. Now, I have gone through this and I took out the books that I've already read because I actually have read a lot from my most anticipated videos, and I added the books from the November, December most anticipated video because in January they will all obviously be released and I wanted to put them in here. So we are going to be drawing. Again, some of the dragon books that I mentioned are in here too. So I'm kind of hoping that I get a dragon book just because it would fit so well with the theme of January. But there's only a couple in this whole jar. So the odds are slim, y'all. Let's not get too excited. The odds are slim, but we'll see. Okay. All right. Oh, I actually got a thriller. It's not a dragon book. It's not a dragon book, but I got a thriller, and it's an author I haven't read, and it's called What Have You Done by Sherry Lapina. Now, she is a very popular thriller author I have not read yet. I actually think Jen might have read this book. There are a lot of people that really like Sherry Lapina and highly anticipate her books. So that should be fun. You know, throwing in a little mystery here in the month of January would be fun. So we'll see. I've got a lot of obviously fantasy dragon books and my secret pick. And now I've got a mystery. So I'm so excited for January. Let me know what your all's plans are for next year, your reading plans, because I'm really interested. I'm always looking for good ideas. Last year, Jen and I put out a bookish resolutions video. I don't know if we're going to be doing that this year just because we're pretty overwhelmed with a lot of the things going on in our lives. And with the holiday coming up, I am filming this before Christmas, so still have a lot of Christmas things going on and planning and traveling and everything, so we will see.
I'm excited about our January picks, especially Onyx Storm, that I kind of just shoehorned in the beginning when I was talking about this will be fun. I know Amanda is especially excited for that. I am sure we're doing a vlog as we read Onyx Storm, so tune in for that one as well. What's on your list for January in 2025? And tell us in the comments if there's anything that you agree with that you might be reading next as well. Thanks for watching. Make sure you look out for all the future videos that we're doing, and until next time.